Welcome to This Is My Circus, the podcast where we embrace the chaos and keep it real about parenting, pop culture, true crime, and the books we can't put down.
Because let's be honest, life is one big circus, and we're just trying to survive with caffeine, sarcasm, and a little true crime obsession.
So if you love unfiltered conversation, questionable parenting hacks, and deep dives into the things that keep us up at night, you're in the right place.
Buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's get into the chaos.
I'm Stefanie.
I'm Meredith.
And welcome to This Is My Circus.
Hey, Steph.
Hi.
I missed seeing you last week.
I know.
Feeling much better.
Good.
All better. Just must have been just like a little 24-hour thing, whatever happens to the best of us.
At least it was only 24 hours.
Yeah. It really wasn't even 24 hours. It was what we're going to call it that. But it was just enough time to mess up so many things.
Yeah, for sure.
This is such a busy time of year.
With the school ending and stuff.
Somebody called it May-cember because there's so much going on, especially, well, no, not especially, but younger kids at school have so much. They have the field days and different ceremonies. And I guess it feels like so much when they're younger because parents don't have to go to those things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, parents have to go to those things. But then, you've got your proms and your other, like if you're in FFA or all the other things, you've got all those awards, banquets and ceremonies and baccalaureates coming up soon for graduation.
Yeah.
I know. So May-cember.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Plus Teachers Week and Nurses Week.
Yeah. All the things.
Thank you to both of those groups of people because I would never do either of those.
No.
Successfully.
No.
I would do them, but I would not be very good at them. May-cember is about halfway over.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, we all know how my subbing went for my short stint at trying to sub.
I like that you put it out there, though. I like that you were like.
Well, it was a good year and a half.
Yeah.
2 years and I did it. And again, I didn't mind it.
Right.
Other than you always had that one kid.
Oh, of course. Always the one.
But doing that literally made me hate children.
Isn't that crazy?
I used to love kids.
Yeah.
I used to love them. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
Kids could do no wrong. Oh, that changed.
I'm very selective with the kids that I like, even still.
Oh, now I am.
So one of Jackson's friends, his name is Makai. Makai's the same age as Jackson, and he's got a brother that's graduating. Dylan probably knows them roundabout circles. And their mom just had a baby.
Mm-mm.
And he's adorable. His name is Hakeem. And I told her, I said, let me babysit that baby. I mean, I'll give him back, obviously, but.
I just can't imagine having that big of a.
No, me neither. Me neither. Like he's graduating and going to USC Beaufort. So it's like total crazy. I know. She's more of a woman than me. I could not.
Same.
But I can't wait to keep him.
Listen,
she was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah.
I said, if we didn't have a kid by the time Dylan was 2, like another child. Like
if that was it.
No.
I know.
Baby Maker was closed for business.
Shut down. Shut down.
No, thank you. Did you like that little bear walking on its hind legs?
I had seen that before and I was like, oh, that's cute. But then when you sent it with the caption of me, talking about yourself, me trying to fight a grown man. It's this little teeny tiny bear cub.
Walking on its hind legs, like trying to attack this lady's leg, but it's like the most cutest
it is
ever.
It is.
And so, yeah, I sent it to Meredith saying, this is me after a couple of drinks thinking I can fight a grown man.
How about the one I sent you today, the baby otters?
Yes.
So we obviously have that relationship where we send stuff back and forth all day long.
Videos, reels.
All of it.
All day
long. I don't have that many people I do that with. You're one of my people. That means you're officially one of my people. Depends on the thing, on the meme, the reel, the whatever. Depends on who I'm going to send it to, though. Like, same stuff doesn't apply to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I would share it on my page.
Know your audience.
Know your audience. Know your audience, right. Exactly.
That's a conversation I had with Dylan.
Yeah.
When you're talking, you need to know your audience.
Read the room.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's huge. Well, what you been up to?
Really nothing. Like, I haven't.
Nothing. Your phone, it's good now?
Oh, yeah. I can charge it again.
Yay.
Yeah, it was like a week. I couldn't use the charging cord.
You had to use the magnetic one.
Yeah, and you know how much of a pain in the butt that is?
Yeah.
Especially when you're up all night, you can't sleep, and then it's like on the little charging pad and like leaning over trying to watch.
And those cords, like, I mean, I've got those too, and you can switch the cords out, but most of the ones I have that fit in something like that are like the 3-foot cords.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm hanging off the bed trying to, 100% agree. Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, congratulations on your.
Thank you. Yesterday, I plugged it in just to see
what happened.
I'm like, let's just pray. Because I wasn't even getting the sensor of like there's water.
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't doing anything. And then I took a little cloth that you get with like eyeglasses or whatever.
Yeah.
And I stuck it around the charger. And I like shoved it in there thinking, well, maybe there's something still in there. Oh, yeah. So after doing all that, I finally started getting the message back that there's water in the port. And I'm like, well, at least we're getting a message.
We're getting something.
And then maybe like 4 hours later, I tried it again and it worked. And it's been working since, knock on wood.
Knock on all
Fake
the
wood.
things. Good. I wouldn't have thought of putting the glasses thing in there.
Yeah.
Look at you being all ingenious with your.
It was not ingenious at all. It was like desperation.
Like here I would go taking a Q-tip. The fuzz would get stuck up in there. I try to get that out. I put tweezers up there and it would bend everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
iPhone 16, here I come.
Well, I was like, oh, they're having a deal right now.
Yeah, they are. They are. Jackson needs a new phone. I need to get him a new phone. I just hate the process.
I know.
I need to be a grown-up.
Who wants to do that? Though?
Not me. Funny meme I saw the other day that said, I'm an adult, but I had a question. So I called my mom because she's a supreme adult. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Mother, happy late Mother's Day.
You too.
Thanks.
You got your cake?
I got my cake.
Was it delicious?
It was, I made myself sick. It was so good. So I ended up, it was so funny. Chocolate cake, whatever. I told you, I'm about to cry because I'm going to laugh so hard. I told you that Brian, that's not his thing, ordering the cakes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking single layer sheet cake, right? Mm-hmm. Chocolate with white icing. That's it. He doesn't really know what he clicked when he was ordering it.
Oh, no.
It was a double layer quarter sheet cake. So it was a good, it was plenty big.
Yeah.
Enough. I froze some. For those days when you just need chocolate cake. So double layer, don't know how that happened. And it had pastel colored roses on it, which was fine, just more icing, whatever. And then like ocean waves around the side up. It's like, babe, the waves? He was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, hey, more icing, no worries. I was dying laughing.
Good job, Brian.
I know. So happy with it. So yeah, I did eat way too much, but I froze like half of it. Mm-hmm. So I cut it up in little pieces and put it in there so I can just grab it when I need it. Because emergency cake. That's going to start being a new thing in my house.
Seriously, it's crucial.
Emergency.
The vacuum sealers, and they have the little cups now that.
Do they have that?
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't get squished.
That's a genius idea.
So the Diddy trial has started.
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen all the things?
I've seen some of them. I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that today too. First of all, have you heard them talking about how terrible he looks?
Yes. Did you see a picture?
Yes.
He looks chunky and he looks old.
Yeah. Prison food is not his jam.
Mm-mm.
Somebody said on one of these correspondent people I was watching, not really correspondents, they're not official, whatever. One of these TikTokers, one of these news correspondents. Oh my God, focus. That they wondered if he was doing this on purpose.
I am wondering if that's even him.
It looks like somebody in a fat suit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's not him.
We need somebody, or there needs to be somebody that has the, can do the face by face and look at like the ears and like the things that can't change, like the bone structure can't change, but facelift. But you know what I'm saying? Like do the comparison. He looks, if that's him, he looks terrible.
Horrible.
I mean, I didn't expect him to look good in prison, but.
No. Well, again, we had said that I would not want to be on the jury, neither would you. But they did narrow down the jury to 8 men and 4 women, which I thought was weird.
That is weird.
I think that obviously that was more due to the defense because I think men would be more willing to look the other way with a lot of these things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it was a jury full of women and they saw, just seeing the Cassie video, period.
Right.
It'd be like, yo,
right.
Peace out.
Well, she did take the stand yesterday. Yesterday or today? Yeah. Yesterday.
Yes, yesterday. It might have been today. I think it might have started yesterday. It went into today for sure.
And whenever she was, do you have any deets on that? Do you want to?
Well, yeah. So the opening statements that were made, prosecutors went in hot saying about the Cassie video. It's going to be disturbing. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. They did show the Cassie video to the jury. Mm-hmm. And then said how he exploited her and forced her into drugs, forced her into the freak-off parties, etc. They did say that she admitted to initially consenting to the freak-off parties, But if and when she said no, there was extreme consequences.
Well, what I heard too is that she didn't know how to say no to him because she was scared of the repercussions.
Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely conditioned her.
Yeah.
Now, there is a special place in hell for Diddy's defense attorneys because her opening statement says, this is disgusting, and I hate this person, said in her opening statement that the video was horrible, dehumanizing, and terrible, but it was domestic violence, not Combs forcing her into sex. She also argued that all of the Combs' sexual encounters were entirely consensual and blamed the charges on jealous exes and former employees wanting money.
Oh my God.
That was her opening statement.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, and then she closed out her opening statement with, Sean Combs is a complicated man, but this is not a complicated case. This case is about voluntary choices made by culpable adults in consensual relationships.
No, I'm hoping that some of those men on that jury think about their sisters or their moms or their daughters or whatever.
Yeah. Or maybe just be a decent human being.
Well, yeah, that might be a
stretch. So I did see today there was an interview with Bob Marley's daughter.
Okay.
And she said she had met Diddy many times, I guess, and that, yes, he did bad things and he needs to pay the price for those. But she said that when she met him years ago and he was very open with her and like they, got onto like a really like deeper level, not like dating or anything like that, just, talking level, that he said that he doesn't know anything different. Like this is how he was raised as like, from the time he was like a baby, like in rituals and in like all of these things.
Really?
Yeah. And that he was used as a human altar. And this is before any of this stuff has even came out in light. Like this, like he wouldn't be making this up to
have like set up that defense, right?
So, wow. And he said, how do you know if you have a soul? Because I don't know.
Wow.
That does not negate what he's done.
Right.
But I was like, oof.
Well, that just goes, the cycles of abuse.
Yeah.
That happen.
He just did it on a huge scale.
Yeah. So yesterday or whenever Cassie took the stand, whatever they were talking about, her giving her some of the things the kids left.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
They walked out, I think, twice.
Girls, yeah.
Yeah. Just because of the graphic nature of what, and I don't blame them, but I mean, that's also, did you see Jaguar Wright is there?
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad she's still alive.
So am I. That's when I can't wait for her to talk.
Give us
all
of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of it.
I'm interested to see how this takes a turn. They can't stream it because it's a federal case.
Yes, I found that too, because we had talked about that. We wanted it to be, but because it is federal and not a state thing. Yep. They can't stream. They said it possibly will take about 8 weeks is what I saw. We'll see. I mean, there's no way to really know that.
No, I think it's going to be.
Unless it's going to be a freaking mess. It's just a mess. We'll have some brief updates on that. If you guys have not looked up the picture of him, look it up. It is not going well for him in there.
Speaking of complete trash.
Sorry. It's a good intro.
There is apparently like an ongoing thing right now in St. Louis. They uncovered like a bunch of bodies and the guy's Clint Smith. Have you heard this?
No.
There's not much out on it right now, but a girl was watching a live stream and she was like commenting on it. And there were like 30 bodies have been found, all women and children.
In St. Louis?
In St. Louis.
Okay.
And then her husband is watching whatever news. And they're like, so far nothing's been found. But like was watching like the live news. And so it was like they were covering it up already of this like serial. Yeah. Because I mean, when was the last time you heard of like a legit serial killer?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So that got me wondering, like, okay, if dude's a serial killer, he's got 30 bodies in his yard. They don't tell anybody this stuff anymore.
They say they don't want to cause panic.
Well, let me tell you.
But I think the people have a right to know.
And then to have it live streaming for an hour and saying, yep, 30th body or whatever it was. Right. And then immediately after that, on the next news clip or whatever, saying that they haven't found anything.
Or is it one of those time traveling things we talked about, the glitches in the Matrix? See, maybe. So speaking of time traveler stuff, Whoopi Goldberg recently, I am not a fan. Don't even like saying her name. I can tell by your face. You are not either. Not a fan of The View. But there was a situation recently, and I looked for the videos on this and cannot find it, where something happened when they were recording, and she said, "What is that?" Like something was walking, and nobody else saw anything. And then the recording just continued, and there are no videos that I can find of this.
Oof.
Yeah. It's probably the devil coming to get her because she's so horrible. I do not like her.
I don't either. I don't like any of them, all of you.
No. I liked her in Ghost when I was very young and I didn't know better. And since then. Oh, and what's the one where she's a nun?
Oh, Sister Act.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Right. And then we found out she's
a piece of trash.
Mm-hmm. This is the garbage app. The garbage episode.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that show and anything. I mean, it's total nonsense.
Yeah. It's great.
So, did you see the Annabelle doll?
Yeah.
Did you know that they take it out on tours? Why would you put that out in the world?
That needs to stay locked up.
And then it's not even a doll like from the movies. It's a Raggedy Ann doll is the real Annabelle doll. It's a Raggedy Ann.
Okay.
And
what do they take?
Well, that's what they take.
That's what they take. Okay.
In the movies, it's like a doll.
Okay. Like a baby doll.
Yeah.
Not a Raggedy.
It's like a freaky looking doll.
Yeah.
It's not a Raggedy Ann doll. But the real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann.
What? Where do they take it to?
Oh, okay.
Like, I have questions.
They do tours of like these like paranormal tour whatevers. So last weekend, or like May 8th or whatever, Annabelle doll got brought to the West Virginia Penitentiary, which is also one of like a very haunted.
I'm sure it is.
Right? So
yeah.
Okay, no thank you. Then and so it's supposed to be there's like hundreds of people have died there. I didn't know this, but apparently people are unhinged enough to want to do experiences in these places. And the keepers of Annabelle, the Warrens Occult Museum, got in on this and brought
the keepers of Annabelle.
That was my little write up of it.
You did great.
No, that was all me.
That was you. Good job.
Got it. They got in on this one and brought the demon doll as one of the featured experience highlights.
I mean, I get it.
I don't
like stuff like that.
But I'm not that one.
Right. I mean, I'm going to do a corn maze, but I don't want anything to do with Annabelle. But I can see, so we've been to different like haunted trails and stuff, and they'll have special guests. The Tiger King, one of the Tiger King guys was there. Like I could see that being a draw, but I don't want anything to do with it.
I thought you were like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like,
no,
what are you talking about?
No. I could understand the marketing behind it.
Okay, so I went to the website because I'm like, who wants to do this? Like, I don't understand it. What is this? There's two different options.
Okay.
You can do the full weekend experience, which is limited to only 40 people. And our full experience will run Thursday night through Sunday morning, where we will spend time getting to know one another through a dinner, meet and greet, host a couple of workshops, and then plan for our overnight investigations in the penitentiary. No. On Friday and Saturday night, we will stay overnight at the prison, investigating various levels as well as doing different experiments. This also includes investigating the prison with the Warrens' haunted museum artifacts.
Okay, let me say this.
No.
I don't want to spend the night, but I would think that seeing the prison, an old prison, would be really cool.
I don't know. I don't want to bring any spirits home with me.
Oh, no, they're not coming with me. I'm too full of Jesus for there to be anything else.
I don't want anything attaching themselves.
No, but just the history, you know, the nerd in me.
But
I know. Oh, no, it's not coming with us. I'm just going to see
I need to be like blessed just talking about this. So then they have 1 day pass for those who just wanted to visit the location to see the items and take pictures with Annabelle.
I don't want to do that.
Why? My questions are why.
Right. We know people that love horror movies and stuff enough that they would.
I love horror movies. I don't want to go to one. I don't want to star in one. I don't want to be in one.
That's the making.
It can stay on the TV.
Did you see Blair Witch Project?
Yes.
I'm so scared.
Were you? I thought it was stupid. Like it made me so mad. The whole shaking.
I think I was scared in anticipation of what was going to happen, and then it was so anticlimactic. Yeah, that's crazy though. I've been to a haunted trail where the Michael Myers guy was the real Michael Myers guy was there, and you could take pictures with him.
I mean, like, I get that. That's a human.
Human. Mm-hmm.
It's not the actual murderer.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
I don't get
a doll,
a possessed demon doll, and why you would know.
I would tour an old prison. I mean, I want to go see Alcatraz. That's a huge thing.
Yeah, the whole concept to me freaks me out.
Yeah,
of going with all the possessed items.
Yeah,
on purpose.
Well, I don't want to see possessed items. I just want to see the items. Like, I don't. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we had talked about vampires.
Like, yes. So I've been watching the guy that you sent me talking about them being in the Appalachian Mountains and stuff. He's pretty interesting.
He is. He's, oh my gosh, some of the stories he tells. Well, I was, I don't know, scrolling, and there's a girl that does like spooky story time or whatever, or people submit their like experiences and she retells them.
Do you remember when I said Matt Rife was the experience?
Yes.
Experience. That was great.
It was awesome.
That was one of our first episodes, wasn't it?
You wanted to experience.
Yeah. Still kind of do.
I mean, he got a little weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Still hot.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about him.
Well, I think he and his wife split.
He wasn't married, was he?
I don't know. I made that up.
Okay.
Okay, go back. I got us totally off track. Okay, so
she was doing a spooky, scary, whatever time, and this woman went to New Orleans for a work conference or whatever, and she doesn't like staying in hotels, so she got an Airbnb. The Airbnb host told her, if anybody knocks on the door after whatever time, do not open it for anything. Like, don't open it. And she was like, okay, well, she knows I'm single. Like,
ding dong ditch, or
I'm a woman here by myself.
Right, or a dude,
careful,
right.
Whatever. So she was doing her thing, whatever. It was like at 11 or 12 o'clock or whatever it was. Leaving up that, like, I don't know anybody coming and whatever. So she hears the very light knock on the door, and she goes to the door and she looks through like the people, and she said, it was the most beautiful man you have ever seen in your entire life. Beautiful sculpted face, blonde hair, like blue eyes, just gorgeous. And he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, I stayed here and I left my phone in the house. You don't even have to let me in. I'll tell you where it is. And she's like, well, I haven't seen anything here. And he mumbled something and she couldn't hear him, so she cracked the door open. He just smiled at her and said, that's all I needed, and he walked away. So she was like, well, that was weird. And she closes the door. I guess, like, you don't have to invite them in as long as they open the door. I don't know. So anyway, you're freaking out. Like,
I'm totally freaking out.
So that night at like 3 a.m, she wakes up out of her sleep and is seeing a shadow out of her window. And then she said that she saw the man's face like in the window, and she kept hearing 3 knocks. And so she calls the Airbnb host the next day, and she's like, oh my God, this is what happened. And she said, well, did you open the door? And she said, yeah, I couldn't understand him, and I just cracked it open. I didn't let him in or anything. I just cracked open the door. And she's like, okay. And she hung up.
So we think that he was a vampire.
Mm-hmm. And she said that even after she left New Orleans, when she got home, 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll still hear a knocking sometimes.
Well, they're connected now. And if he feeds off of her, it's even worse. That is freaky.
Yeah.
That is. Do we think this is real?
I don't know. I believe in all things.
Yeah,
so that's why I don't want to take a picture next to Annabelle. I believe in it.
I don't believe in the doll.
I do. I believe it's possessed.
Well, yeah. You're right. That is crazy.
Yeah.
She told her not to do it.
I know.
But I would think the same thing.
Totally would. But I'm like, mind control. Like, can't they?
I think there has to be some kind of connection there, like when they do drink or when they have what.
Yeah. I'm like so fascinated with these like real life stories. The things that happen. If y'all know anybody in New Orleans that has all these real life stories, please tell us.
Steph, we're going to go. What are we going to do when we go? And like
have our own real life experience?
Maybe. And I'm wearing elbow pads. I'm going to wear some of Jackson's old like bicycle elbow pads. I'm going to not look like a tourist at all.
Just be wrapped in bubble wrap.
Pretty much. You can just see my eyes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to go, not gonna lie.
So do I.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I think it'd be, I don't know. I don't know if I want to meet a vampire or not. Like, I do.
I want to meet like Carlisle from Twilight.
Yeah.
And he's benign. I mean, that's about as benign as you can get.
Yeah.
We've probably already met one.
Think?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool. We'll never know.
Oh my goodness.
And
No.
they can erase our memory.
And I don't want to know if you are and you're one of my friends, that's okay.
I'll accept it. I do want to know though. I mean, hell, I've got really good blood.
Me too. Don't advertise it.
Let me know. If we do it like a little bit, little portions, I'll give you a couple shots.
You don't have mind control. You're giving a shot. Just
don't drain me.
Yeah, okay. And like if you're hurt, if you're my friend and you're a vampire and you're hurt and you need some of my magic blood, I'll give you some of my magic blood. Not directly from me.
I know, it'd be like in a shot glass.
Yes. Yes. But that's like a limited thing. Just letting y'all know. That's where I draw the line.
I will give you my blood in case if you need it, since we're both O negative.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe. You get on the side of TikTok where they're talking about like giants, the real giants and stuff like that. And like they are made from like the fallen angels who.
So it's crazy that you say that because I was looking at something today.
Okay.
And I wanted to do a little more digging on it and I didn't have a chance, but it was this dude talking about giants and all this stuff. And then he showed these trees that were like bigger than the sequoias out west. Mm-hmm. And I need to dig in it some more, but my face right now is just like, you mind control. So tell me what you found.
I see it a lot because I'm on like the weird side of TikTok, apparently.
You're a weird talk.
Yeah. So a guy was talking about a podcast that he had listened to or he had watched, and the guest on it was Nathan Reynolds. And I want to do a total deep dive. I'm like fascinated at this point.
Okay.
But he was on the podcast Confessionals. And if you want to look it up, it's episode 665, which I was like,
whoa,
it was one number off.
I was holding my breath at that. Like,
yeah. So on this podcast, Nathan claims his family is of bloodline from the fallen angels, and they can trace it all the way back to however many wherevers. He talks about his upbringing and recounts his harrowing childhood with clandestine family claiming descent from ancient deities. He describes a childhood marked by ritual abuse, psychological manipulation, and exposure to occult practices, all aimed at grooming him for the involvement in covert military operations and secret societies. Reynolds shares chilling experiences, including encounters with entities like dogmen and biblical creatures, and reveals the dark history of locations such as Lake Havasu City, Arizona, which he alleges has a site for child exploitation and occult rituals. His narrative is one of survival and redemption, shedding light on hidden realms of the shadowy aspects of his past.
That's kooky.
He legit is like, yeah, my whole family believes that they are superior to any human.
How could you possibly trace that?
I don't know, but holy moly.
You know, I'm of a branch of the Bigfootus Sasquatchus.
From the fairy line.
Yeah. That is so on brand. I can trace my lineage back to Tinkerbell. And I'm like Harry and the Hendersons over here.
Okay, yeah.
That is crazy, though. You are on Weird Talk. I kind of like it, though. It's interesting.
Yeah, I see the weirdest things, but I'm there for it.
I think that it's got your algorithm nailed down right now.
So I have the podcast page, and then I have my regular page, and they're so different.
Yeah.
The algorithms are so
different. Yeah. That's probably a good thing.
So I get to go on one and see all the weird things.
And both of your personalities are taken care of. Right now, my feed is all prom stuff. I guess I've liked too many prom things, and a lot of Dylan's truck. A lot of Dylan keeps popping up in my feed. But yeah, a lot of prom transition photos and stuff.
Seen any prom stuff.
Speaking of dress stuff, I was helping Ashley at a wedding. I don't remember when. It all runs together. And I was complimenting the bride's dress. It was beautiful. It was, the princess thing, all of the things. And she was like, thank you. And I was, where did you get it? And making small talk. And she told me she bought it at whatever store. And she said, I was the first one to pick this out. I guess it was a new style. And she said, they'll name it after me. And I was like, so it's like the Courtney or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And what's so great is this girl's not like super bougie, whatever. She was just like a regular person. Like, I just like the dress and I bought it. So now it's named. I was like, what a flex. What a flex.
Got a wedding dress named after me.
Right.
I loved wedding dress shopping. I absolutely loved it.
I did not. Did you get the kind of dress that you thought you would end up with?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I tried on like a million different dresses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did love my dress.
Mm-hmm. I loved my dress too. Do you still have your dress?
I do. It's like preserved in a box. So
yeah.
But I thought about taking it out and trying to see if I fit into it.
It probably falls off of you now.
That was my tiniest. I was working out like all the time and everything back then.
Well, after we have kids too, our bodies change shape. Even if your weight is less or your shape different, it's just what happens.
No.
I'll never forget right before I had Jackson. And this is how stupid I was. So I was around my nephews a lot. So I was like, oh, I'm good. Like my sister had them. I helped raise them. I was like, I got this. A couple weeks before Jackson was born, I was like, my hips hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what in the world? And I didn't go to any classes. I didn't read any books. And I was like, my hips. And this girl at work, she was from Long Island. We called her a cranky Yankee. She was great, but she just had, very northern accent.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, it's because you're about to give birth. My accent is terrible, but I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I had the easiest pregnancy in the entire world. Easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
And
good for you.
The last 3 weeks, I had my feet swell, I was so full of water.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really my biggest complaint
was just
my feet swelled.
I had a terrible pregnancy. We'll talk about that one day.
Yeah.
We can go into all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Not all of it.
No, I don't have anything.
Not even, do you have any delivery stories?
I had a C-section. I mean, he went right to the NICU.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that was fun talk. Our next episode, we will not be talking about any kind of pregnancy or labor and delivery situations. So.
You want to do Am I the Ale?
Yep. Because now I think I am.
All right. So it starts there.
Oh my God. I can't read this seriously. Is this seriously it? You're not punking me.
No.
All right, here we go. Am I the a-hole for not attending my daughter's gender reveal for her lizard? All right. This is literally really stupid, but she's really upset about it. So I'm a 48-year-old person, daughter, 23, has a blue tongue skink. It's my stripper name. Okay. Let me start over, okay? This is literally really stupid, but she's really upset about it. So my 48 daughter, she's 23, has a blue tongue skink who she heavily adores. She jokingly refers to it as her daughter. I found it weird, but she says it's because it's the closest thing she'll have to a child, and she feels a strong emotional bond similar to a child. She's decided to remain child-free for multiple reasons, and I've been very supportive of this decision. Well, she recently took her skink to the vet for a checkup, and she was excited to find out her skink's gender. Afterwards, I got a text asking if I'd come to her gender reveal party she was having. She explained it was just a small get-together with cake and food for her friends she hasn't seen in a while, with the gender reveal being mostly a joke and a way to make fun of real gender reveals. Well, I didn't go. I didn't see a point. It's just a lizard, and I'm a busy person. She later called me and expressed she was kind of sad I didn't come because it'd been a while since I'd seen her, but she understood I was busy. I told her she couldn't actually expect me to come to a gender reveal for a lizard. She said that it wasn't a real gender reveal, that was more of a joke, and it was really just a small gathering to catch up with everyone. I told her if that was the case, she should have called it a gathering because I'm not coming to a gender reveal unless it's for a real granddaughter. She got quiet for a minute and then turned my words around, claiming I wasn't supportive of her decision to be child-free. I told her she can't possibly expect me to treat a lizard as a granddaughter. She said she didn't expect me to, but it was clear I didn't respect her bond with her lizard and her decision. You've got to be punking me. She just wanted to see me, and my reason for not coming was hurtful. I told her she was being ridiculous over a lizard. She claimed it wasn't over the lizard, and it was a gathering not even centered around the lizard, but I stick to by what I said. It's ridiculous to have a gender reveal for a lizard. Stupid skink. This is off the rails. She hung up and I got a message from her best friend about how I'm an a-hole for treating her that way, but I don't think I'm the a-hole for not wanting to go to a party for a lizard? Question mark. Edit. In the time I was away, I got many replies and it was a lot to read through. Let me clear a couple things up. Number one, my issue is that she said the party was a gender reveal. If she had called it just a party, I would have come, but calling it a gender reveal makes it sound like it's for the lizard and I'm not going to it, even if it's a joke.
What would you bring as a present?
Crickets. Or like a How to Train Your Dragon wings.
Oh yeah, those are so cute.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, number two. I don't know why it matters, but the skink is a girl, which why I said I'm not coming to a gender reveal unless it's for a real granddaughter. Even though I don't agree. Oh, sorry, number three. Even though I don't agree with my daughter for being child-free, I've been supportive and only showed my frustration. The reason she's decided to be child-free, well, she's 23, first of all.
Yeah.
Is she claims she's asexual. She just doesn't want one. She has emotional baggage and feels unable to care for a real child. She fears pregnancy. She has a carrier gene like me and doesn't want to go through what I did. I had 4 miscarriages and a highly defect child that died after 3 months due to the gene. Yes, there's been slight tension between us because I think she just hasn't found the right man. She never dated growing up, and her other fears are unnecessarily exaggerated. But it's ultimately her decision, and I don't resent her. I call BS on that.
Same.
Number 4, we hadn't seen each other in 3 months. I'm a single mother, and we've always been close, which is why she invited me with her friends. I just don't want to go to a party with the lizard. And if it wasn't for the lizard, she should have called it a party instead of a gender reveal. She's sticking to that one, isn't she?
Okay, so let's talk about this. Yes, I don't think she's the a-hole, but there's a lot of issues.
Oh, a whole lot to unpack in this one. I don't think she's an a-hole. I don't think she's wrong, but I don't think she's right.
Same. There's a lot of history here.
Right.
That is not being told and doesn't sound like.
If you hadn't seen your daughter in 3 months and you're invited to go is one of, if it's, if you don't have anything else, they sound like a hot mess.
Yeah. I mean, she obviously says she has emotional issues. There's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
And I tend to think that the mom has something to do with it. Okay, so there's an update.
Okay.
But it's from
the daughter's best friend.
Finds the post and replies.
Okay, so this is the next day. What's YTA mean?
You're the
a-hole.
Yeah.
Okay. You're the a-hole, and I'm surprised you had the gall to post this knowing she frequents Reddit. This is the best friend that texted you. You blocked my number, not that it matters. You know it wasn't about the reveal. It was an excuse to hold a party. We had fun without you. The lizard had an adorable tiny party hat. That's cute. And we had a cake that said it's a girl, and we popped a glittery, sparkly party popper. It got all over the walls and the ceiling, and our friend John, and we started making jokes like, call the EMS for John. And they do say gender reveals are dangerous. Who knew? But I'm sure she sent you the video so you know what you missed out on. We made fun of it for the most part and blasted The Last of Us music since that's where Ellie's name comes from, not because she wanted an excuse for her social anxiety.
I guess Ellie is the lizard's name.
She struggled with her identity for years, and you were never supportive. When she was trying to figure it out, if she was a lesbian, you sat her down for 30 minutes and explained how it's normal to get feelings confused, but people weren't meant to like the same gender, and it was probably just friendship feelings she was confusing. You're part of the reason she never explored her sexuality further with your sex is natural and you can't have a relationship without sex comments, knowing not only is she mildly autistic and already struggles to understand and comprehend her emotions, but she's also a victim of a negative experience. You know, she has a codependency issue, and living by herself has been really difficult for her to overcome, and Ellie has helped immensely. She was upset you didn't come when she wanted to see you because she adores you, and you didn't even call her for Thanksgiving.
Oh, this mom is the a-hole.
She is.
I take it back.
I do too.
You are the a-hole.
All of these things. You're a bad mom.
And not in the good way.
No. Yeah, you've handled a lot of things poorly, Mom.
Yeah, you are the a-hole.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, if daughter's got all these issues that she's admitted and she's aware of and she's working on and coping with, Why would you want her to have a child?
Does it not sound like the mom is just one of those parents that need to be the center?
Yeah. I would like to see pictures of the lizard party hat. And I like cake. You should have invited me.
Meredith will come next time. She'll be the stand-in mom.
Yeah.
If you are not a bookie, this is your time to leave.
Right.
But we still love you.
We do love you.
Please tell your friends to listen.
Please leave us a review. We really need some reviews.
Yes, please. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Okay. Now, this week we read Pretty Little Life by Darby Kane. In a quiet college town, Lila Ridgefield's husband goes missing shortly after a student vanishes, part of a string of mysterious disappearances. While the town panics and police search for answers, Lila harbors a dark secret. She was the last to see her husband's dead body, and now it's missing. As suspicion rises, the truth lurking beneath the town's surface may be more twisted than anyone suspects. So, different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I started out all into this book. Like, it grabbed me and I totally fell off.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if it's because I was late to get the book. It took a while for it to be available for me. And then I was listening to it on like 1.5. But, and then I got back into it, but it lost me a little bit there, like a quarter to half.
Okay.
And then I jumped back in.
Okay.
What'd you think about it?
I didn't get bored at all. Okay. I was in it from the start. I think
it definitely catches you from the beginning.
Yeah. I think the author gave the perfect amount of information as the story progressed. Yeah. It wasn't too much and you weren't sitting there wondering.
Right.
Right. She did it very well. She developed the story very well.
Agreed.
It gave me Earl Has to Die vibes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Did you see those photo shoots of the Earl Has to Die?
No.
Like, it's like the best friends photo shoots where they're like burying the dead body.
Oh, that's cute. We're definitely doing some photo shoots this year.
But yeah, so I love that it was a lot of women supporting women with the neighbor seeing everything that happened. And she's like, girl, I got you. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah. Well, even the detective.
At the end, she was like, I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right. Right. 100%.
But I love that the woman detective was the smart one.
I did too.
And everybody underestimated her except another woman.
Right. Like, I'm not all into like women are smarter than men or whatever, but it's always nice when you see a strong female character who's not an asshole strong, but just doing her job. Yeah. And doing it well.
And not like on a power trip.
Right. I did not expect the ending.
Yeah. I did not either at all. And there was like 3 twists.
Yeah. Well, but like the whole time I was like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like she killed him. She said she did. We know this fact 1. Let me take notes.
Yeah.
He's dead. She checked his pulse. He was dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, they got me.
Yeah. Yeah. 100. I did not see it. Okay. Yeah. So obviously spoilers. Okay. Taking it back, at the very end, we get a insight of how the brothers became so creepy. And what they did to the mom with the hunting.
I must have spanked. I did not spank anybody.
The wrong kind of book. These aren't chili pepper books.
I must have spaced out. What did they do to the mom?
Oh my gosh. So when they were little, the dad would get with a bunch of rich people and they would kidnap women, strip them naked, and then they would hunt them in the woods.
Yeah, I missed all that.
Really?
Maybe that's why I wasn't as into the book as I should have been.
They didn't tell it to the end. Like when
I missed all that. But that's crazy.
Because she was like, did you guys kill your mom? Was your mom like the first one because of I think it was like a necklace or a bracelet, the A, the initial on it?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And then he told how his dad and all of these like mega rich, powerful people.
Oh, yeah. No, I missed all that.
And he would bring the boys but her husband could never do the kill. Like he didn't have it in him to do it.
To actually do the kill.
And so the brother was the one that would always do the kill. But when the mom found out what was going on, the dad took her to the hunting woods and they did that to her.
Yeah, I missed all that.
And the boys were like 10, 11, like little when the dad started bringing them hunting, as I called it, hunting.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is a real thing in like another country. Like I feel like I've heard this before.
I've seen several shows and I've read other books where
then I thought, well, maybe this is a book I've read.
Yeah. Where that's a thing where they'll.
It probably is. Like,
Yeah.
you have enough money, you can do whatever you want.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like these people that are big game hunters and they're like, but the most quote fun animal is going to be one that can think and twisted. Probably a real thing.
So yeah, that woman has some horrible luck in the mental.
Yes,
because so first her dad who murders and does whatever to her best friend,
right,
and then she's shunned like her whole life,
right.
Then she marries dude who is a complete whack job and also does inappropriate things with young children.
Yeah,
not young, but children. They're children. Yes. And then the psycho brother that kills everybody.
I didn't get that vibe from the brother though.
No.
I was surprised with that.
I was too. But like the true like cuckoos, you won't know.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend who was writing a story on her, like she can pick him.
She should buy a lottery ticket.
I know she's got bad luck.
So yeah, you're right. Yeah, she really did. But back to the brother. At the very beginning, I was like, they might end up together.
I thought he was obsessed with her.
Yeah. But, and obviously it changes a little bit, but I was like, okay, is this where this is going to go?
I didn't think that. I thought.
The obsession.
Yeah. And then I thought, well, when they said that he was stabbed, and then I was like, well, if he is like really obsessed with her, maybe he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I liked it. You obviously missed some.
I missed some important stuff. Yeah, I was trying to listen too fast, I think, but I can't believe I missed the whole part. I really can't. But I liked what I got. Let me put it this way. I would read this author again.
Yeah. I liked it too, yeah. What would you give it?
Well, the parts that I heard, I'd give it about an 8.
Okay. I could probably
because it did lose me in that little, and I think it lost me the most when it started introducing the detective and stuff. Like I just like, oh, too many people, my little brain can't keep up. But then when it wrapped everything back together. But yeah, about an 8.
Okay, I give it like a 9. I think.
Yeah,
because I didn't miss
any. You didn't listen to it on 3.5 speed.
Our next book is The Quiet Girl by S.F. Casa.
Okay.
When Alex arrives in Provincetown to patch things up with his new wife, he finds an empty wine glass in the sink, her wedding rings on the desk, and a string of questions in her wake. The police believe that Alex's wife simply left. His marriage is crumbling before it truly begins. But what Alex finds in their empty cottage points him towards a totally different reality. His wife has always carried a secret, and now she's disappeared. In his hunt for the truth, Alex comes across Layla, a young woman with information to share who may hold the key to everything his wife has kept hidden. A girl with a clear recollection of her own past, a strange, quiet girl whose memories may break them all. To find his wife, Alex must face what Layla has forgotten, and the consequences are anything but quiet. I started this today.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up for today.
It does. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Please like, subscribe, do all the things, and tell your friends to listen.
I'm not going to say anything because they don't listen to me.
Please give a review. We love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
All right, that wraps up another episode of This Is My Circus. If you survived this episode and somehow still like us, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends, or just send us caffeine.
And don't forget, you can join our VIP circus crew for the full video version of each episode. Also, exclusive bonus content, access to merch, and so much more.
Until next time, keep the drink strong, the books coming, and the kids only mildly feral.
Because this is our circus, and these are our monkeys.
Love ya!